The appointment by Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein of Mueller as a special prosecutor in the Trump-Russia investigation is an absolute horror. It's a total disaster. Special prosecutors acquire a life of their own. If they don't find any crimes, they invent a crime. And if there is no crime, what they do is they use cover-up as an excuse to continue their investigation. Their goal is to promote their own ego, their own power, their standing, their budget, their staff, and to stay in existence as long as they can. It's always that with a special prosecutor. And ultimately, what they end up doing is going after people for crimes that wouldn't exist if it weren't for the investigation. The Valerie Plame affair. Nobody leaked information to the media to out her identity as a CIA agent. The person that gave the info to the reporter was authorized to do so. But that didn't stop them. They continued the investigation until they got poor Scooter Libby on perjury, a crime that wouldn't have existed if there weren't for the investigation. And that's the road that the Democrats, the intelligence agencies, and the media have paved out now for Donald Trump. It's always the cover-up. And in this case, there is nothing to cover up. There isn't the slightest shred of evidence, not the slightest whiff of evidence that Donald Trump had anything to do with any of the Russian activities to screw up Hillary in the election. None. And on the strength of that, they're all talking about cover-ups and the firing of Comey and all kinds of stuff like that. Entirely smoke and mirrors. No substance to it. And on the strength of this, we are about to abort a presidency that could have really changed America. Trump won't be able to get anything passed now. Nobody's going to take a risk on him. Nobody's going to bet on him. They'll all run screaming to be as far away from him as possible during the next election. And Trump, who was an outsider, will remain an outsider and will probably not be able to accomplish anything. This is a disaster. And by the way, why did Rosenstein make this decision? Because Sessions, his boss, recused himself. Why did he do that? Because he told the Senate committee in an ambush at the confirmation hearing that no representative of the Trump campaign met with the Russians, but he himself had met with the Russian ambassador. But he did so as a United States senator, which he'd done many times, head of the Armed Services Committee. And because of that, he recused himself, and then Rosenstein stepped in and named this prosecutor. The perfect pre-planned Washington ambush.